Hello everyone, I am GW. I have a special announcement today for all flat earthers. The mainstream media has been suppressing the story about the Native Americans in North Dakota protesting a big oil company from laying down a pipeline through their land. If completed, it would crisscross over the Missouri River. So the pipeline will eventually contaminate their drinking water. Keep in mind the Missouri River supplies drinking water for thousands of non-indigenous people also. Dakota Access has hired security firms that have already pepper sprayed the protesters and sicked their dogs. The company Dakota Access has all the major banks as their investors, such as Bank of America and Wells Fargo, just to name a few. So I ask you as a fellow flat earther, please join me and support the Standing Rock Native Americans. Do whatever you can to help. If it is just sharing this video to make everyone aware, that will help tremendously.
Hundreds of people have been marching up when they heard that the construction site is actually active right now.
My name is Jacob Johns.
And where are you from?
I'm from Spokane, Washington. I'm Hopi and Anakamawatan.
And can you describe what you see, what they're doing?
They're bulldozing. They're bulldozing and preparing to install a pipeline to go underneath the river.
And above we see a helicopter.
The helicopter itself has been following us and taking pictures, and we're filming them in return.
Come on, guys! We gotta stop this! Why are we standing and watching? Get in there! Stop this! Let's go!
People have gone through the fence, men, women, and children. The bulldozers are still going, and they're yelling at the men in hard hats. One man in hard hat threw one of the protesters down, and they're marching over the dirt mounds. Some of the security have dogs. The 6 bulldozers are pulling back right now. People are marching forward in their tracks. There are men, women, and children. More security trucks are pulling up. There are some protesters on horseback. Security has some kind of gas. People are being pepper sprayed. Sir, reporter from New York, what are you spraying people with?
I haven't sprayed anything, man.
But what is that?
The guy just makes me in the face right now. Amy Goodman, this guy makes me in the face.
Can you show us the label?
Look, it's all over my sunglasses. Just makes me in the face.
A dog.
Dog bit him right now.
Throw the dog on me. These fuckers throw the dog on me. Look at this. Look at this.
Let me say.
Throw the dog on me. No, you did it on purpose, man.
Let me say.
Over there with that dog. I was like walking, throw the dog on me straight, even without any warning, you know. Look at this. Look at this.
The dog.
Yeah, the dog did it, you know. Look at this. It's there. So clear it.
Man, your dog just bit this protester. Your dog just bit that protester. Are you telling the dogs to bite the protesters? The dog has blood in its nose and its mouth.
And she's still standing here threatening. You can't put your blame on the dog. You're an evil woman. You can't put your blame on the fucking dog. That's mistreatment against your animal. You will live with that. These people are just threatening all of us with these dogs. And that woman over there, she was charging him, and it bit somebody right in the face, and then it charged at me and tried to bite me, and they're still threatening these dogs against us, and we're not doing anything.
Why are you letting her dog go after the protesters? It's covered in blood. The woman! You sick the fucking woman! What the fuck is wrong with you? Get your fucking dogs out of here! Get your fucking dogs out of here! Get the fucking out of here! Get the fucking out of here! After the protesters said that the dog was bloody from biting them, they then pulled the dogs away, and now pickup truck by pickup truck is pulling away. We'll see what happens. The protesters are moving in to ensure that the security leaves. Let's go check on this woman. What happened?
I just a lot of mace, and the sweat was dripping it in. The sweat was making it run down into my eyes. I had my glasses on, and that spared me the brunt of it, but then the sweat started putting it in.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
What's your name?
Raina Crow.
And what do you think you've accomplished today?
I hope we've accomplished letting Enbridge know that the people of this nation and the people of this world, tribal or otherwise, have withdrawn their social license to pollute water, and that they need to find an honest, nonviolent way to make a living.
Where are you from?
Duluth, Minnesota. I don't know more Duluth.
I got maced twice. I got bit by a dog. I was the front line.
Where did you get bit?
I got bit on the ankle where my boot is. So I told them they needed to leave, but the guy didn't believe me. So he didn't want to listen. He stuck his hand out and he maced me. This other guy, and I think he maced a lady too. Then they tried getting the dogs on us, so I was just standing there. I wasn't really doing nothing. That dog ran up on me and it bit around my ankle.
You pushed them back then?
Yes.
Why is this such an important fight to you?
Because water is life. Like I said, without water, we wouldn't be here. These plants wouldn't be here. There'd be no oxygen. We all die without it. I wish they'd open their eyes and have a heart to realize, if this happens, we're not going to be the only ones going to suffer. They're going to suffer too.
What tribe are you with?
I'm Oglala Sioux, Full Blood.
From?
Pine Ridge.
Let the healing begin. Let the healing begin.
Good evening. We're here in front of the CNN building in downtown Los Angeles. I'm with Cody, I'm with Martin from the front lines, and our brother Martin here. We're here to stand in solidarity with Standing Rock. Water is life. We can't drink oil. We want life. We want good things for our people. We want strength and solidarity with all the people here and indigenous peoples around the world. Cody?
Yes, I thank you guys so much for your love and support for us as we fight this conglomerate of a black snake and it's poisoning our lands. And it's a native issue due to the fact that it's on our homelands. It's right in our backyard. But it's a humanity issue. We are asking people from around the world to take a stand with us as we fight against this Goliath of a corporate company, of the energy company and the oil companies, which has never been done before. Too many people have been too scared to take this fight. But we are ready and willing to take this fight on. So we ask of your support to stand with us.
Stand in solidarity with the people of Standing Rock. We want clean water. We want our basic human rights. Honor the treaties. Remember the ancestors.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the protectors of Mauna Kea?
We've been seeing you guys on the social feeds. We have been sharing. I've been sharing your stands, and when we go to ceremonies and sweat lodge and house ceremonies, I keep you guys in our prayers for what you are doing. Keep up the fight. Know that even in the lands of the Lakota, you guys have our utmost support.
Mauna Kea. All right, we stand with you guys, Mauna Kea.
How y'all doing out there this morning? As for me, I'm a little pissed off. I'm tired of the lies and the disinformation about the Dakota Access Pipeline, the KXL Pipeline, any pipeline running across this planet. All pipelines leak, and they always lie about it. And the thing is that if mainstream media or any other media outlets out there aren't going to report on this, I'm not going to report on it. I'm just going to give you the truth. First of all, this ain't a bunch of Indians trying to stand up for some sacred site. You know, I keep hearing that Indians always find every. Hey, guess what? This is the place where they put them. This is what they gave them after they stole the rest of their land. So it's all they got, y'all. It's an underground pipeline too, by the way, and the Dakotas are pretty well known for earthquake activity. So how long is an underground pipeline going to last before it busts? They're worried about a water supply that actually goes to about 18 million people that aren't Indian. So they're thinking about y'all too, but they're pretty much taking care of themselves. They're defending themselves. They're defending the last bastion of freedom and safety and land that they have, something that's actually theirs and was supposedly given to them. Another thing I want to point out about this that don't seem to be getting out, Dakota Access LLC, you don't even have permission to be doing what you're doing. Sure, you got a bunch of paperwork that says that shows plans and shows how you're going to do it safely and how you're going to do all this, but you do not have permission. Another thing is, what you doing sicking dogs on folks? What you doing out there beating folks up? That's your security team. I want all you people to understand this right now. That's their security team. This is the energy whores, mercenaries. This is what they use. Halliburton has them. Shell, Exxon, Mobil, BP. They all have mercenaries that work for them. Armed soldiers, people. So you need to get that part clear. These aren't Dakota police. These aren't reservation police, which are supposedly the only police that have any authority on these lands. The federal government doesn't have any authority on these lands. Why are they getting involved? Why are they trying to put their little 2 cents in? The KXL pipeline was bad enough that they were going to take this toxic shale oil from Canada. One of the most poisoned places on the earth is where they're mining this shale oil up there, and they want to send it all the way through America to the Gulf of Mexico. Or Dakota wants to send the energy whores up in Dakota want to send theirs down to over to a place in Illinois so they can ship it down south to the Gulf. They all going to bring it to the Gulf. So the South might want to think about this. Have y'all forgotten about BP? How they just murdered our Gulf? Or have you forgot about Alaska? How Exxon murdered that area up there? This is what happens, y'all, with major transportation of crude oil or natural gas. It kills. It murders. And these people ain't going to stand for it. I understand how these energy whores work. I've been red flagged by Halliburton. I can't even leave the country. I went up to talk to some folks in Canada just a year ago, not even a year ago, and was stopped at the border by DHS and turned around, even harassed and punished for trying to just tell some people how they could deal with fracking. You know, the fracking's a big part of this too. It's another reason why there's so many earthquakes. The USGS has stopped earthquake data from the Dakotas. Ain't that enough to wake you up? But check out, they tried to hide the earthquake data from Oklahoma. Oklahoma has earthquakes every day, dozens of them around the 2.8 to 3.2 range. Now, these are the type of earthquakes in the level that are caused by injection fracturing of the fracking. Okay, this is what causes these earthquakes. We just had, because of the sun and the way the sun interacts with the earth, it's been proven over and over again that this causes earthquake activity. And we just recently had a whole string of earthquakes that ran around the globe because we had a big coronal mass ejection, a CME, from the sun that just really burned this up. If you look at the KP index for our magnetosphere, it was skyrocketing, KP5 everywhere. And for y'all what don't know what that means, that's a lot of energy coming from the sun that got through our atmosphere that causes disruption in our shield, in our magnetosphere. This is what causes earthquakes, causes volcanoes to erupt simultaneously. It also increases storm activity. But hey, besides all that, I want to talk about the folks out there in Dakotas. Because, see, they're doing what they think they got to do. They're doing what they know they got to do. Now, a long time ago, I gave up on protesting. And I gave up on locking on. I think it's a good way to get arrested, and I think it's a good way to get yourself taken out of the game. They're trying to do this peacefully. And what are they met with? Dogs biting kids? Come on. next thing you know, they're going to be killing those people, but they ain't going to have it on the news, so you ain't going to hear about it, so you ain't going to care. So I'm going to tell you what they're going to do, because this is how they work. This is how they do it all across the globe, y'all. In the Middle East, when they bucked on them, they went over there and started a war and made Muslims look like terrorists and went over there and murdered those people and took their resources. In West Africa, they do it every day. Every day. Almost 25% of West Africa is completely poisoned and not worth a damn anymore because of and look at the crime it brings. Look at the any boom town. Okay, let's just take America, since y'all so worried about America and your own goddamn selves. When a boom town hits up in America, what comes along with it? You got roughnecks working, so your crime rates go up. Prostitution, drug use, all these things, fighting, DUIs, all the drinking problems, all the things that come with hard workers that want to enjoy their weekend or their evening after they get through. All these things come to your town, not jobs, y'all. And how long did the jobs last? They don't last. And what kind of job is it? Because most roughnecks these days, especially in the fracking industry and the natural gas industry, don't live past the age of 43. But besides what the hell y'all want to do, I want to talk about these good folks out there, out west, and what they're doing. See, they're trying to defend what little bit they have. It's all they got. And the lies that are coming out of it are just unreal. I'm gonna get this point across to you. I hope this one point gets across to you. All pipelines fail, y'all. Every one of them has leaked. Every one of them has ruptured. There is not a one safe pipeline on this planet. It's just a cheaper way to move their product. That's all it is. Truck driving is probably the safest way, because if a truck wrecks, it's only that one tanker that goes. Rail system, it seems to be quick and they get a bulk rate out, but when a train crashes, and notice the spike in train crashes since over the last year, since the KXL's been being pushed and now this Dapl's being pushed. The one in Alabama, I was close by it, and people over there was telling me there wasn't even any oil in the tankers, but it was promoted that way. When a train wrecks by a water supply, people were instantly getting burned in their shower, but the chemical and the oil never had a chance to make it to the water treatment place, to get into their water system, to get into their shower. But 20 minutes later, they're being burned in their shower by chemicals. See, these are lies where the government can come in, condemn the whole thing, and through eminent domain, take your land. They'll take it because they don't care. Because Halliburton, Exxon, Mobil, BP, Shell, all of them, that's the new world order, y'all. These are their energy whores. These are the ones that make money. Otherwise, you could go back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. Tesla found free energy for the whole world. But J.P. Morgan owned all the coal-burning power stations and liked his power supply, which at the time was DC. Tulsa came up with a way of getting free energy for everybody. Where's that free energy? Huh? We wouldn't even be talking about this crap right now if they'd have left Tesla alone. So, but to get back to the point, these people are going to be killed. And the blood's going to be on your hands, America, because you didn't do a goddamn thing about it. You act like you feel sorry for the Native Americans. You act like, I hear a bunch of people when they talk about it, they talk about the fact that, hey, they only got this little bit of land, leave them alone. And then you want to run a pipeline right through their land and just take it from them? Well, good luck with that, because the blood's going to be on your hands too, America. Not just the energy whores that are doing this stuff. Now, like I said before, Halliburton is a major energy whore. They're big in all this. They got their hands in everything around the globe, especially the fracking. So I know what they can do to an individual because of what they've done to me. They have Blackwater mercenaries, y'all. Shell has Blackwater mercenaries. You can put another label on them, but most of these guys are the guys that were in the Middle East that were doing all the real killing before the troops got there, or the black ops that the troops they knew wouldn't do or would refuse to do. These are the tool that they use to kill people. So they act like their board of directors don't have blood on their hands. Well, y'all do. You got blood on your hands, and you're murderers. You're murderers of my planet, our planet. So there you go. That's how that works. Now, as far as any advice I could give to the people out west, I wouldn't know what to tell you. It seems like y'all got a force of people to be dealt with, and I worry about y'all getting murdered by the energy whores. I don't know how to say anything online or to give advice online, so I'm just going to keep it to myself. I think that y'all are brilliant people. I think you're very smart, and I think you're more than motivated. In fact, I think the mother is on your side. I think our mother is on your side. I do believe that you're being looked upon by forces outside of this dimension, and they will help you. They will take care of you. But I don't want to see the bloodshed. I don't want to see another Wounded Knee or any other mass killing of people, especially Native Americans in America, in the world. Anybody. I don't want to see them killed from the energy whores. But let's just get the facts right. The energy whores are corporations. Corporations can legally lobby the government. No pipeline is safe. Period. They all leak. No process for getting fuels from the ground is safe. They're all dangerous. The aftermath of this, the people, the sellouts that sell their land for a little bit of money so they can just move away from it. You left everybody, your neighbors, your friends, your community. You just left them in danger. So you're a piece of shit. But the biggest piece of shit out there is these energy companies. And Dakota Access LLC, where when you pull up your track record on what you've done and how safe you do it, you only talk about how safe you want to do it. Your record's one of the worst ones out there. Almost everything you've ever built has failed miserably. You build it cheap and you build it wrong because it ain't right anyway. I want everybody in this country to look out west, look to the Dakotas, because what these people are doing, what these eco warriors and my brothers and sisters are doing is actually showing you how to stand up on your own two legs and defeat the lies. We do not have to have fuel to run a system in this world. It does not have to be oil. It does not have to be coal. It does not have to be natural gas. It does not have to be shale oil. It does not have to be coal seam gas. It does not. That is the biggest lie. There are millions, almost millions of ideas of energy supplies and sources out there that we can get from. It's just that the people that think they hold the cards and hold all the money, they keep this from happening. They're the biggest pieces of shit on this planet. And I tell you what, they'll be my sworn enemy until the day I die. And because of the fact that they own the United States federal government and the American Indian, as well as the Southern man, has had issues with it and been murdered by the United States federal government and their New World Order masters, they're a piece of shit and they're my sworn enemy. As they are the sworn enemy of these people out there. To see the governments ain't going to help you, you're going to have to do like these people out west. So take some advice and learn from the example of true earth people, true eco warriors out there standing up in the face of insurmountable odds. They really can't defeat this. I mean, look at that. What if they bring in the drones, y'all? What if they do get the upper hand? Because see, they think they're going to have this, but without support from the American people, nothing's supposed to be able to happen on this soil. And just one thing, I'm not trying to throw a guilt trip on you. I'm pretty sure you didn't have nothing to do with it. Neither did I. It's not necessarily that I'm pro any side on this. I just want y'all to know that ain't these people suffered enough? Huh? We came over, we took their land, and we gave them these little bitty patches of rugged, ugly earth to live on. And now we're going to take that? No, man. No. Oh, hell no. This ain't going down like this, y'all. I'm going to make a call out to anybody out there that either just loves this planet, consider yourself an eco-warrior or an environmental activist, and either take your time, your money, or any resource you have and help these people. Help them. Do what you can. That's all I'm going to ask, because I am, and you can take that to the bank. I'm going to start out with this little stupid video, and then we'll just take it from there. We've got to take care of each other on here and take care of the people that are taking care of our planet, y'all. That's just the way it is. This is insanity at its finest, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore, and I don't think you should either. I want you to think about this and do whatever you can to stop this and help these people out before their kids are killed. before they're killed. Because see, I'm telling you what, the next pipeline might be running up your goddamn ass. And what you gonna do about it then? Oh, all of a sudden you'll be an activist then, won't you? Wake up. There ain't but one planet. No planet, no life. That's the bottom line. I wish peace and protection from our mother, for my brothers and sisters out west. I wish everybody protection from our mother that fights these vicious, evil energy hordes across this country. I ask you all to not live in fear of them, to think and to take action.
Hey guys, it's Tank from Uncle Sam's Got It Children, going live here. And listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening up there in North Dakota in regards to this native tribes, in regards to the lands. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. I understand there's some people in here that are working for this company, and you know, that's your job, that's your living, that's totally understandable. But here are the things, and this is why I need you guys to pay attention to some of the facts. Okay, first and foremost, this 8 years under the Obama administration, there's been similar incidents. The Bundy Ranch, the Navajo in Colorado fighting with the EPA, and the river that was basically, they turned different color because all the chemicals that were put into it, and then you have the Bundy Ranch. Every time this happens, we have a division between patriots and conservatives. Everybody divides. It's like a divide and conquer. I read the comments, people attacking each other, and I sit back and I look at this whole thing and go, you guys are pawns, you know that, right? The only one who's winning out of all this is the government, who's taking away the land. The Sioux, who had this land, they just bum-rushed the whole contract, bum-rushed it. There is no media attention here. And that is the number one thing you need to be aware of. There's total media blackout. And folks, when this happens, there's a lot more to it than what you think it is. And you might have a job. You might be working for this company. And you might say, well, this is how I feed my family. That's fine. It's great. Good for you. Okay? But there's a lot more to it than just, you know, your particular job or anything else, because there's a fact. When the media has a blackout, there is a lot more people with their hands in the cookie jar, especially folks like Harry Reid, the BLM, and the Clintons involved. I guarantee you that. It never fails. Okay? We as people have to unite. There's a way to go about it. Don't tell me there's no ways to go about it. There's always a way. All right? But the government that we're dealing with is either their way or their highway. We're going to have a huge incident here, okay, where people, innocent people, are going to get killed. And the same thing happened with the Bundy Ranch. And when the Bundy Ranch happened, a lot of folks were like, oh, they deserve it. They deserve to get killed. Now, these are patriots. These are individuals. I'm looking at you right in the face. Consider patriots saying that kind of bullshit. Well, you know what? One day, they're going to be knocking on your freaking door. And because you stood back and said, hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't my problem. I didn't have to deal with. Guess what? The SS, the Nazis that were putting their own Jews inside the trains, they said the same thing. Hey, it's my job, man. I need to feed my family. They said the same thing. So what is, you no different. There's no difference. Okay? There's no difference. Now, nobody has paid more into the lands than the native Indians. And if you have no respect for that, there's something wrong with you. You know, because they are in fact, have been screwed more than anybody else. Now, these are not the same individuals that you see rioting and looting in Ferguson. They're not the same folks. So you can't just blame the finger and say, hey, you know what? They deserve it. Because that's not true. You know, so we as Americans have a responsibility to take care of one another, and we have this thing called, you know, life of property, right? This is our property, and it's not just, if it was just the native Indians and it was just the Sioux and the corporations that are dealing with the Army Corps. Hey, you know, it was just one particular incident you have to worry about. But fact is, there's been Americans nationwide, ranchers, Indians, I mean, you name it, who have lost their land because of eminent domain or because of the BLM or because of issues like this. And when it happens, they don't give a shit. They bring mercenaries, paid mercenaries, contractors, right? You know, that have no knowledge, no experience. The same thing happened with the Bundy Ranch. Same issue. And then you have the blackout. So I'm asking you people, everybody's watching this video, unite or die, folks. They love when we divide. They love when we argue amongst each other. I got you guys folks saying, hey, these are jobs, these are jobs. Let me tell you about jobs. Disney World just released about 2,000 citizens to hire working visas. Guess what's going to happen with those jobs you're talking about? You know that 10,000 refugees is coming here? Well, they're already here, 10,000 refugees. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to be taking those jobs. Yeah, there you go. Those jobs you're talking about. Those great jobs. Man, they're making jobs. Jobs what? Jobs what? They're giving those jobs to working visas and refugees. That's what's going to happen. So, you know, guys, we say this all the time, and you know this. Don't believe the government and don't believe the mainstream media. There has been a total blackout. That should be a red flag. Overall, it's a red flag. They should say, you know what, man? Something ain't right here. Something ain't right. And we got to pay attention to it. And I am paying attention to it. Because when there is a bloodbath, okay? When there is a blowback like Wounded Knee, same thing that happened to Wounded Knee, then you're going to be looking back and saying, oh, what I could have done, what I could have done to make a difference. We got to stop fighting amongst each other like little peons. Just because somebody's throwing you a handout and a little cookie and say, here's a cookie, shut the fuck up and look the other way. It doesn't work that way, folks. You know, the elites get richer, the Clintons get richer, the Clintons keep using Communist News Network to, you know, to censor the truth. Now when I tell you the truth and I tell you the fact, then you sit back and you whine about it and you cry about it and you trigger. You say, I need my safe space. I can't believe I would have thought something more than you and expect more than you. Well, you expect me to tell you the truth. And the truth is not good, not pretty. It's not beautiful. It doesn't work that way. I don't promise you a rose garden. And you shouldn't expect it. I'm going to tell you what is and the facts. And you take it for the grain of salt. You take it what it is. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm disappointed. I get really, really disappointed with American people. Because you guys are supposed to unite under one every single time. And it happens. With the Bundy Ranch, happened. Folks were like, oh, they deserve. How can you say they deserve? You know, he deserved. There's Bundy family right now in jail, in prison, without a fair trial. There's folks in prison right now without a fair trial. The media literally had a field day with them. The liberals enjoyed every minute of it. These rednecks, they deserved it. They should have all died. They should have been killed. All because they were defending their property. The Indians are no different. And then you have the Navajo Indians in Colorado dealing with the EPA. And all they could do is sue the EPA. Their river is contaminated. Totally contaminated. But who cares? Because it's not your problem. It's not your problem. And some of you, hey, I work for the EPA, man. I work for the EPA. We're good folks. We're good people. I got to feed my family, man. Hey, I totally understand. You got to do what you got to do. You know? And that's the problem we have in America. People got to do what they have to do. You know? To survive. Look the other way because it's not your problem. And that's what I got to tell you. That's why I got to make this freaking video here. And if you don't like it, too bad. Go somewhere else. Go to another, you know, safe space and a place where they can tell you what you want to hear. Where you got a place to say, hey, you know, you're right. There's no hurt feelings here. We're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. Well, that's what the media is for. The media, that's what the media is for. They're giving it to you exactly with sugar. You want some sugar with that? You want some honey? How you like that bullshit? You want bullshit? I'll give you bullshit. So, there it is, folks. We have to wake the hell up. Because one day it will be our fight, whether we like it or not. And it is our fight right now. We have to unite as one, and we have to look at each scenario as one people. Okay? We can do things better. There are things that we could do better. But when the BLM, when there's a total blackout, when there's mercenaries involved, when there's, when that kind of shit is happening, you have a red flag. You have to look at it from that perspective and say, wait a minute, we got an issue here. Let's look